Hi, my name is Nick Stipp. I'm the Vice President and General Manager for Ekata, a Mastercard company. I joined Ekata about 1 year ago, and I've been in Asia Pacific for about 15 years, covering the regulatory, risk, compliance, and software as a service space. Since then, we've been really growing our team and our client base in Asia Pacific. So we're seeing increased adoption of instant payments, wallets, and account-to-account payments continue to grow at a really fast rate. And at the same time, our traditional card payments are also growing. So we see an increased payment volume across the board and continue to see it even after the COVID bounce. From a fraud perspective, we are seeing fraudsters become more industrialized and sophisticated. So what we're seeing is adoption of technologies like generative AI to really accelerate the rate of fraud. And that is coupled with very well organized, well-staffed fraud groups that are using technology to increase the frequency of attacks. So we are seeing quite a lot of pressure across financial services with fake accounts being created, mule accounts, and other types of fraud. So there are a number of tools available, and we recommend to our clients that they use a number of different tools in their process of combating fraud. So at the beginning of the account journey around account opening, you want to stop fraudsters from creating fake accounts. And there are a number of tools that we offer that include things like looking at personal data, looking at device data, and those can be augmented through more sophisticated tools like biometrics and behavioral biometrics that can help catch fraudsters up front. What you need on top of those is some sort of orchestration layer that can help everything work together and help determine the amount of friction that should be added during the flow to ensure that your good customers get through fast and fraudsters are stopped at the gates. The right balance of friction versus allowing good clients to get through is a tough thing to balance, and it's very important. What we know and what we've seen is you can try and drive for zero fraud, but then your customer drop-off rates can be in excess of 50%, and you're leaving a lot of revenue on the table. We also know that you don't want to create friction for existing good customers. We know that if you can retain a customer, and we've seen some statistics, if that can improve by about 5%, your profitability can go up to almost 100% higher just by retaining those customers. So these are the things that you're trying to drive through. So in terms of recommendations on how to work on this, you have to accept that you're not going to have 0% fraud. Some fraud will always sneak through. If you're at 0% fraud, your acceptance rate is likely to be too low. Secondly, we recommend a layered approach. So don't just have a single strategy for all customers. Don't ask everybody to do a two-factor authentication. You want to make it very simple for some clients to get through. You want to have some frictionless fraud checks so that there's no block in the experience for the clients and they can proceed through the flow. Thirdly, we recommend leveraging external data alongside your internal data to help enrich and understand what's going on in the world outside of your organization. After you've taken those things into consideration, be strategic about applying friction. So not all customers need friction. Different kinds of customers need different types of tests as they proceed through a transaction or onboarding flow. Fifth, we would recommend that you continuously evaluate your models. So fraudsters are smart. They learn, they test, they adapt what they're doing, they look at your rules, and they might be trying to outsmart your machine learning models with machine learning models of their own. So you have to stay on your toes and make sure things are still working. And finally, work very closely with your business stakeholders. They may have different tolerances for fraud, they may have different priorities in terms of revenue growth, and you have to strike a balance with them to ensure that you're meeting the needs of the business and delivering value. There's a lot that an organization doesn't know, And there's a lot of data that they can't get from deterministic sources. So we recommend enriching what you're doing from a traditional KYC process with external data that may come from activity online, that may come from biometrics, alternative data sources. So those type of things need to be brought in order for a fintech to be really successful in addressing its market. And what we know in Southeast Asia is that there is a lot of the population that is unbanked, contains no credit file, or there's only limited information available online. Those can be highly profitable customers, so you must leverage external data to address those customer needs in a way that minimizes risk and allows you to maximize your profitability. We see many of our clients leveraging this information, both internal, external, official information, in machine learning models. And they can track that versus their business success and fraud rates going forward in order to adjust them in an ongoing way and maximize the revenue and profitability of the business. We're really happy to be here in Singapore today because the opportunity to connect with so many people in person really can't be beat. And secondly, we know that the connections and learnings here will continue long beyond the conference, so we're excited to be part of this network.